All right. What is going on, everybody? Hopefully, everybody's having a good day today, guys. It is time to check out the bonus episodes of Maiden of Black Water. Um, these are the episodes with that character from DOA, Ayane, I think is how you say her name. But it could be Ayane or something else. I don't know. I don't know enough about DOA to be the arbiter on how the characters' names are said. Hang on. Make it a little easier if I need to scratch underneath my glasses. For anybody who doesn't know, because I have two pairs of glasses, primary set and then the quote-unquote backup set. My backup, quote-unquote backup set are a little small, like the frames are a little smaller, which is perfect for streaming because if I have to scratch my face anywhere that's, around this area, or even around this area, it's a lot easier to do it with smaller, a smaller frame, as to where the other ones, I'm having to go underneath a much larger frame. These I can, just maneuver around a lot easier. But I prefer to wear my primary ones in my day-to-day simply because, more visual room. So yeah, I've talked about this before, but might as well bring it up a couple times. There's always a good reason to talk about my vision impairment. But anyway, let's not. School uniform now available for Yuri. Okay. Let's do this. Yo, what's going on, Yogiwa? Alright, first thread. Ayane undertakes a quest to search for a girl named Sumugi, who has gone missing. Following her trail, Ayane makes her way into the abandoned inn and encounters the impossible. Stranger in the Rain. Again, I'm considering this like the bonus episodes, by the way. I'm considering this not a part of the official Fatal Frame playthrough. This is like a fun side edition, and all that kind of stuff. I figured, might as well play through it since I've played through the rest of the game. Ayane is a ninja from the Mugen Tenshin Ninja Clan's Hajimon sect. Her mission to search for a missing girl, Sumugi Katashina, last seen near Monokami. Ayane spins a purple thread which should help lead her to the girl.
It's pitch black.
Did it have a sequel called Chronicles of Riddick? That was a terrible joke. My God. It's the paranormal tapeworm. Smoogie. Purple thread seems to lead to that abandoned end. Hope I'm not too late. I already read these last time. I don't know why they're probably because I reloaded up the save already. But make sure that all these are, that way it doesn't bother me about them again. Of course, these are just descriptions of the endings, which we already watched, so we don't need a text format of them. The endings aren't super like hard to comprehend or anything like that. They're not like they're not like some insane ending that leaves you wondering all these other questions. They're pretty clear cut and straightforward. A ninja prodigy. Oh, okay. This might actually just be what we read. Okay, no, the bottom part isn't. The fortunate circumstances of her conception led her to living life in the shadows. She's trying to find Smoogie, but is unclear why. I also think I may have forgotten to take my Claritin this morning. Let me take it real quick. Because I realize I'm all congested, and I've been out and about today before I started stream, so needed to make sure that, you know, I take it so I'm not sneezing a whole bunch on camera. Which way? Let's follow the paranormal tapeworm. I don't need a tutorial on how it works. It's pretty much the exact same as the ghosty ghost in the base game, except it's a paranormal tapeworm this time. I don't even know if Ayane is gonna have items or anything like the base game, or what's, you know, what's gonna happen. Rubble is blocking the way. Gotta find another route. I could try going upstairs. Yeah, this ain't DOA. You can't just slice things to fight.
didn't sense anything.
Ayane the tit slasher. No, she was going for the she was belly slasher in that case. The tits she had to be a little higher up for the tits. She missed the tits. She got the tits on herself, but she missed the tits on the lady. Ayane agreed to look for a missing girl named Samugi, stealing herself into the abandoned inn on Matakami. She was severely wounded by a malicious ghost. How can she fight off these supernatural foes? Ayane made her escape, realizing she may need the help of forbidden magic. Wait, that's really the end of the first threat? What? That was so fucking short. That which should not be, the spirits of the dead. Unable to detect their presence, Ayane covers herself with protective charms and heads back to the mountain. Okay, we do have items now, I guess. Purple tie is Ayane. When confronted by spirits from the netherworld, Ayane is forced to make a fast retreat from the mountain. She heads in search of a means to fight her new opponents.
This enchantment will bring you to the brink of death. I hope you can withstand the pain.
I'm no stranger to pain.
I'm emo. Cut my life into pieces. She may need the help of Rikamaru or Ayami. They have special blades that can slash ghosts. I have no idea. I've played a grand total of 1 DOA game in my entire life. And it was the second game.
Do you hate your sister? Huh?
And I only played it for like 2 or 3 hours with my buddies at their house.
Do you hate yourself?
Like DOA is not a game that I really grew up with. No, I was the nerdy kid. I played RPGs and Fatal Frame and Resident Evil and Silent Hill. You know, I was that kid.
Very well.
Fatal Frame 2, I should say.
This will make you stronger.
Believe it or not, I actually did ask my mom if we could get Fatal Frame 1. We could not find it anywhere by 2004. It was not anywhere to be found. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding.
What's this?
Go on.
And ironically, while that song is like the most fucking edgelord teeny like I'm emo song, it actually is really good. The shadow signal, a curse that allows the user to connect with the world of the dead. Was sold everywhere in every store. So yes, the first Fatal Frame was sold in North America, but because the series never really sold all that well, I guess by 2004 it was kind of hard to find the first game. I mean, I think I've told this story before of how I actually ended up getting Fatal Frame 2. We were at an EB game. Me and my mom were at an EB Games because, you know, whenever my mom had to like go to a different store to pick up something, and I, you know, pestered her until finally she was like, fine, we'll go to, you know, EB Games. And so this was in about 2000, like sometime in 2004, or 2005, you know, somewhere in that range. It's really hard to tell, whenever, because, you know, I was very young still at that point. But we go in, I'm looking at all the Xbox games because I had an Xbox. And as I'm, you know, looking at the Xbox games, and all that, this is probably in 2004 because I think the Xbox version was released in, or, I'm sorry, 2005, because I think the Xbox version was released in 2005, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was young. That's all that matters. You know, so I'm looking at all the Xbox games. You know, I'm looking at the upcoming Xbox 360 titles because, you know, games were being released for 360. You know, it would be a couple months before I'd get my 360 at that point. Because I don't know if I've even mentioned this. I got my 360 for my birthday. My birthday's in January. So it was January 9th, 2006 when I got my 360. Anyway, you know, I'm looking at 360 games, the upcoming 360 games, you know, in awe of how good the graphics were. I was like, holy crap, how are the graphics this good? And I saw this, I saw Fatal Frame 2 sitting there. And I was like, what's that? And you know, because the cover art that I saw was the cover art. It's not the one of that shows Sai like among all the dead bodies. It was the one that's a like slightly blurry and out of focus exposure of I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Mayu. I was like, that looks cool. I see the M rating on it. I'm like, oh shit, now I have to convince my mom to buy it for me. So how like me and my mom worked with M-rated games. This guy, I've talked about this guy before. This guy at this EB Games, like true bro. Dude was like, dude got managed to convince my mom, because my mom's not a huge gamer at all. So so this guy 100% would bullshit her. He knew that she wasn't gonna check shit before I played it. But we'd always ask him, you know, hey, is there anything too crazy in this game? And to be fair, you know, there's nothing that's too crazy objectionable inside of Fatal Frame 2. It's honestly a little surprising that it has an M rating, because I don't think it's any more crazy than like Fatal Frame 4. But regardless, he's like, nah, nothing too crazy inside of this one. He's like, it's a little scary and all that kind of stuff, you know. And so, you know, she bought it for me. And yeah, that's how I played. That's how I got and played Fatal Frame 2. After I got done playing Fatal Frame 2, I begged my mom if we could look for the first Fatal Frame. And yeah, we searched for it. We asked that guy. He was like, "No, we haven't had copies of the game in a while." It was like, so I guess by that time, because because the series had never sold super well, especially here in North America, there just weren't a lot of copies floating around of the first game. The Shadow Sigil, a curse that allows the user to connect with the world of the dead. It enables the user to sense ghosts while making or masking their own presence. I sense something. I feel it. It's different from before. Spirit filament. Reactive ghost presence. Indicated status. Blue unaware. The ghost is completely unaware of Ayane. Is this a stealth section? Yellow searching. The ghost sensed Ayane and is looking for her. Even when they cannot see Ayane, ghosts can hear if she makes a noise. Red attacking. Ghost knows where Ayane is and is ready to attack. If you don't run and avoid making noise, ghosts will not notice you. However, there's something you need to keep in mind. It seems ghosts can sense the purple thread. I should reel it back in before they react to it. Ghosts will notice you when you make noise. To avoid detection, move away from the ghosts and stand still for a while. Avoiding these guys can be tricky. I should give this thing a try. Spirit Stone flashlight, which was actually from Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. It's the only means by which Ayane can fight ghosts. If it's as easy to use as it was in Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, I won't have to stealth. Flashlight ghosts multiple times to temporarily stun them. Can also charge up the flashlight to stun ghosts with just one flash. Ghosts will recover after a while, but they will have lost track of Ayane by then. Use the Spirit Stone flashlight wisely to get past ghosts that are in your way. Notice me. It seems to have some effect, but I have to hit it with something stronger. Seems Ghost has been weakened. This is my chance to get past. Your concealment gauge will not recover while you're running. To let it recover, move away from Ghost and stand still for a while. Can't sense it anymore. With the flashlight and the Shadow Sigil, I'll be able to get Smoogie out of here. Hasn't noticed me. Should I wait for it to go away? Ghosts will be drawn to any noise you make. Walking will alert them more than when you stand still, and running will quickly bring them down upon you. You know, it seems in like every gamer in every country plays Fatal Frame 2 or 3 first, then they play Fatal Frame 1. Fatal Frame 1 is not really popular in Indonesia as well. So here's the other thing. I was 5 when the first Fatal Frame released. Because the series as a whole just never sold that well. Like if I'm not mistaken, I think that the entire series as a whole has only sold like 1 million copies across the 5 games, which is nothing to, you know, that's not bad, but over the course of like 12 years, or when was Fate of, I think it was actually 2015, right? Let me make sure. I can't remember when Fatal Frame 5 released. (2014) is when it was released. So over the course of like 13 years and 5 games, that's not great. It was enough to keep the series going, but it's clear by the time that like Fatal Frame 3, for instance, I even mentioned it whenever I was playing Fatal Frame 3, that by the time Fatal Frame 3, they had slashed the budget of the game. Because what made it obvious to me was that the English voice acting sounded like it was recorded inside of a tin can. Now, I'm not saying that like Fatal Frame 3 is bad or anything. Like, I actually put it as S rank whenever I rank them, you know. Fatal Frame 3 is a fucking tremendous game. But yeah, I think if I had to take a guess, here's what happened. First game, you know, comes out. This is just pure speculation of what happened. Comes out. Gets decent reviews because Fatal Frame 1, honestly, the whole series is really reviewed somewhat decently. I think this game is the only one that got slightly mixed reviews, but the rest of the series has reviewed pretty decently. But yeah, anyway, so the first one comes out, gets pretty decent reviews, you know, but criticism is drawn, you know, about the game's difficulty, the controls probably, all that kind of stuff. So, Tecmo at the time, before they merged with Koei, gives the second game a bigger budget, you know, even though it didn't sell well, they give the second game a bigger budget, you know, all that kind of stuff, because I'm also going to say this. Fatal Frame 2 also feels like it had the most money poured behind it. You know, because I've heard the Japanese voice acting is really good. Japanese voice acting in all the games is really good, honestly. But even though English voice acting is really good in Fatal Frame 2, like it doesn't have that kind of charming, bad amateur voice acting that the rest of the series really has, except for 4. 4 doesn't have English VA. And then, of course, you know, Project 02, which was on the Wii, just has the weird British VA that just actually sucks. It's not even like charmingly bad. It's just bad. But anyway. Like it got a lot of money poured into it, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, because they were hoping, you know, by 2004, you know, we had The Ring come out. The Grudge was, you know, had started making waves in Japan, or Ju-on, I should say. There's the American release of The Grudge that was coming. And all that kind of stuff. So they were probably like, yeah, you know, like now's the time. Now, this is the moment. So they poured a lot of money into it. And it released and it sold okay. And they probably made a small profit off of it, but not as much as they wanted to. So what they likely did was Fatal Frame 3 is they probably reduced the budget, It was only released on the PS2 as well in 2006, which I've said before was the same year that the PS3 launched. And from there, they just made it as like they made it as a more budget series. I mean, we even went to Nintendo to get, funding for 4 and 5. So they just started making it as a more budget series because, DOA was doing really well. They had Ninja Gaiden still, before Ninja Gaiden like went on a big ass break for whatever reason. So that's my theory on it, and as disappointing as it is, because I've said before, I love this series a lot. Now that I've played all of them, I really do. I love this series a lot. And I'm really, really rooting for for 2 Remake to sell well, so that we can eventually get Fatal Frame 6. Because I would love to see Fatal Frame 6 come out. But yeah, that's my thought process. That's my theory on all of it and all that kind of stuff of like what happened. And not only that, I think the reason why the series just straight up died with 5 as well was because nobody fucking bought a Wii U. Like, the Wii U was the biggest wet fart that ever released from one of the big 3. All right, anyway. The safest option is to stand still and wait for the ghost to go past, then walk upstairs. Think you're gonna agree with my theory? It makes yeah, and again, I'm not. It's not even Fatal Frame's fault. I said that I've said a couple times that Fatal Frame was like really put into a position where it had no fucking chance. The first game released the same damn year that Silent Hill 2 did, which was like I joke about like, this game released and it was the biggest game ever made at that time. But it was. Silent Hill 2 was the biggest game ever released at that time. Fatal Frame 2 came out months after Silent Hill 3, and then months before Silent Hill 4. And then the Xbox version came out, I think it was after, only a little after Resident Evil 4, which Resident Evil 4 was like actually like the biggest game ever made. And then the third game, released on the PS2 the same year that the PS3 launches. I even said that had they waited a year, released in 2007 or 2008 on the PS2, it would have actually done better. But because it was getting overshadowed by the general negativity around the PS3's launch, it probably got shat. It probably got a little bit of shit from that. Because during that time, a lot of PS2 games actually suffered as a result of the PS3's general negative, what's the word? Launch reception. Because it cost $600 when it released in 2006 money. And then, the fourth game was this Wii game that never made it outside of Japan. And then, of course, Maiden in the Blackwater, like I said, was released on a console that nobody fucking bought. The only thing that ever flopped worse from one of the big three was the PS Vita, and that was a handheld. Like, the Wii U really was a huge flop. Damn near every game that was released on it is considered to be like trapped to the Wii U because nobody fucking bought it. Anyway, the safest option is stand still and wait for the spear to go past and then walk upstairs. Stand still and wait for it to walk past. Try not to make any noise. I can sense there's 3 of them. Ghosts get too close to you, even if you don't move, your concealment gauge will go down and you'll be spotted. Nobody even wanted the Wii U here also. Nobody fucking bought it. Like, nobody fucking bought the Wii U. I could tell you I actually knew no people that purchased a Wii U. Which is saying something. I knew 0 people in my life that purchased a Wii U. And when I say purchase the Wii, I mean purchase the Wii U when it was like actually active. Not like retroactively bought one. No, purchase the Wii U when it was actually active. Went to the store, bought a fucking box, that had a Wii U. I knew 0 people that did that. Sometimes you may have to quietly approach a ghost and stun it with the Spirit Stone flashlight. Trying to attract ghost's attention. Flashlight reminds you of Chishiro from, yeah. I mean, it's the same. It is it's not the same. Like the game isn't, or the gameplay isn't exactly the same, but you know, it is meant to be the same, or the same style flashlight. I guess it's probably like the Camera Obscura, where there were a couple of these Spirit Stone flashlights. It was overpowered as fuck in Fatal Frame 4. Like, that shit fucking just... yeah, I just mowed down Ghost with that thing in the 4th game. No Left Behind number 1. Can't stay at home anymore, it's me. I shouldn't be there. My mother and sister get her when they try to be nice. I'm weak, and I'm lost. I'm so weak, I can't even kill myself. I wish I could disappear. He's too OP even without upgrading any of his flashlight ability. Yeah, it was like that part of the game. Anything that was like with Shishiro, I was always like, this part is like insanely easy. Oops. Probably. No, it's not actually. Okay, we're going through the tunnel then. Excuse me. That said, I did really like Chishiro's story with Fatal Frame 4. The whole idea of the death loop and everything. It was really cool. Was it Smoogie? No, it couldn't have been. This is where the purple thread is telling me to go. That must have been an illusion, or perhaps a vision of the past. Anyway, the thread will lead me to Smoogie. I have to trust in it. Plot choice is so anti-mainstream. How do you figure? Where's this thing telling me to go? Oh, it wants me to go through here. Okay. This one looks like trouble. It's a ghost, but it reeks of blood. That must be the blood of its victims. It may have been human once. I doubt there's any humanity left now. Better make sure he doesn't notice me. right. And to the water, the area with the flood, or am I going outside? Oh, fuck you. Stupid ghost hands. But yeah, Yogi, how do you figure that the plot twist for Trishira was anti-mainstream? Excuse me. Coming through. Excuse me. Coming through. Coming through. No Left Behind #2. Don't need a voice. Mine is like my mother's, more than my sister's is. I wish it were the other way, then it would have been easier. If I'm quiet, no one gets hurt. Nobody will be sad. It's not common in any game to have a plot twist like that, the death loop. Never find any story in like that in any other game. Okay, yeah, that is true. It's not super common in video games. It's more of a movie twist kind of thing. You are right about that. That is not very common in video games. And to be fair, you know, I said that it's more of a movie twist. The entire series was very heavily inspired by J-horror cinema, so... Spooky, she's inside. That was a vision. Is it another effect of the shadow sigil? Smoogie must be trapped and close to death. That may be true of me as well. Ayane casts a spell on herself, bringing her closer to death. Enveloped in darkness, she followed the purple thread connected to her target, Smoogie. Thread led her to the shrine of the ephemeral located on summit of Matakami. Good evening. Yo, what's going on, Scaling? Good evening. It's not evening. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Actually, it's noon. Don't get started with your future people stuff there, Skilling. Talk about anime. Oh man, they have tons of dead loop. Oh yeah. Yeah, any kind of like I guess the best way to describe it is watch based media, not interactive media, which video games, you know, are interactive media. And then, you know, books are written media. So anything that you have to watch, like TV, which would be, you know, typically with anime, and by extension, you know, the manga that typically anime is based off, which is written, but it's also illustrated and everything. And then, of course, you know, movies and everything like that. You know, the death loop thing is very, it's a very popular trend. One thing that was unique with Chishira's storyline, though, is that almost always, even in movie and TV, anime, manga, all that kind of stuff, with the Deathloop story, it's generally whoever's the main character. It's never the like the detective character, you know, the one that's actually investigating the aspect. I actually at one point because I was like there were because of the times that, you know, Toshiro and oh gosh, was it Ruka that was in the same area as Toshiro? I think it was. I think it was Ruka. Toshiro and Ruka were in the same, would oftentimes be in the same areas, but they wouldn't see each other. I was like, okay, is there like, are they there at different times? What's going on here? And at one point, it did pop up in my head. I was like, what if Ruka's like living a death loop or something? You know, of something like maybe she died all those years ago. So the flip of the script that it had the main character not be the one during the death loop, but rather the detective character be the one that's living the death loop. That was really cool. Still stuck in the past. Well, don't. You know what, Skilling? Don't get started with your future people stuff. I'm in the present. You're in the future. Thank you for the hydrate. Purple thread connected to Smoogie vanishes at the shrine of the ephemeral top Matakami. Ayane makes her way again. Third thread, the shrine of the ephemeral, Ayane. The purple thread leads Ayane to the shrine of the ephemeral on Matakami Summit. She heads inside the old shrine, which seems to exude darkness itself. Purple thread is getting stronger. Smoogie must be close. No left behind, number 3. She told me I can be strong, so long as I have this thread. I don't know what to do. I want to be strong. Thinking I can't be strong is worse than not thinking at all. Excuse me, coming through. Who needs stealth? Overrated as fuck, in my opinion. Is that me head down, or is it wanting me to go straight up? Or I'm sorry, straight across, rather. This bitch keeps harassing me. It's getting really annoying. Go away. Okay, we're going this way.
We made it.
Ah, shit. The attack of the titty maidens. Ani searched in the Shrine of the Ephemeral. She located and rescued Tsumugi, who was being swallowed by the black water. An unsettling presence surrounded the pair beings from Netherworld were all around. 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Ani rescues Tsumugi from Shrine, but the two are surrounded by creatures from the Netherworld. Ayane takes Tsumugi with her and plans their escape. It's time to run, bitch. Wash away. Within the Shrine of the Ephemeral, Ayane locates Tsumugi and rescues her from the black water. Next step is to plan their escape. Surrounded by evil spirits, Ayane knows she has to think fast. Think fast. It's dangerous here. We need to get out fast. So yeah, it is time to run, bitch. Run, bitch! Run! Oh, it's being outshot. Okay. Okay. No, I need to go this way.
You're suffering because of your sister. She understands how you feel. I promise. She's your family. It might not seem like it now, but don't worry. She cares for you very deeply. That's what families are. People who care for one another. It's okay. You'll get stronger. 'I'll get strong.
Two minutes. That's actually it. I was expecting at least 2 hours worth of stream for that. I mean, I can go back through it on nightmare difficulty, I guess. Really nice mountains. Were there mountains in the... I thought that was like flat grassland with the cherry blossom trees. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can do it again on, or go back through it on nightmare difficulty. Annie's mountains? Are you talking about her tits? Okay. Just say it. Just say it. I don't censor it. Shadow Sigil occur. Okay. Let's do it on nightmare difficulty, I guess. Okay. Some tells me that I'm still not gonna be close to 2 hours with this stream. Ah, fuck it. I don't want the embers anyway. I thought maybe about picking up the embers, but it's like, oh, fuck. Stupid door. Also, by the way, why does Annie's headband like have where it's tied and stuff? It just has a piece of cloth that's just sticking straight up. 7 minutes. I got a rank C because I didn't pick anything up. It's hilarious. Damn it. I actually dodged it too early there. Oops. What, man, 29. Dude, I'm gonna take a guess here and say that the the SRC runs for these threads are probably in like the seconds. The one thing I'm not really understanding is why does it keep throwing the easier enemies at us? It's not really, it didn't, like this section of bonus chapters didn't really throw the enemies that could actually do damage really fast at us. No, I got C because I didn't pick up anything. If you don't pick up anything, you're not gonna get an A rank normally. Well, I completed it on normal and I completed it on nightmare. I really didn't expect I expected 2 hours worth of a stream. I didn't expect it to literally be like an hour, just over an hour. That's pretty crazy. I mean, they're not. I mean, these chapters, they're not. I guess I'll talk about them. Then, I mean, these chapters, they're not great. You know, they're also just not part. They're not intended to be like part of the main experience. They're fun little side. It's a fun little side thing. So I'm not going to judge the game super harshly based on these chapters, if I'm being completely honest. You know, they were working, you know, this game worked inside of the DOA engine. They decided to bring a DOA character into the mix as like a fun little addition. So, you know, I'm not mad about it at all. It's just like, oh shit, I didn't expect it to be that short. But yeah, I guess officially now we can say that you know, I'm actually done with Fatal Frame on stream until March 11th. Which, speaking of which, we will be I already said we're going to be playing Fatal Frame 2 remake on March 11th. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. I know I am for sure. I can't wait to jump back in. And I'm not gonna burn through the story since we already played Fatal Frame 2. No, we're gonna you know, take our time with it. And everything like that. We're also gonna see what's different. And I'm hoping that there's a couple new endings added to the game as well. You know, I think they already said that the ones from Deep Crimson Butterfly, which is the Wii version of the second game, aren't going to be in the game, which I'm like, that's fine, because Shadow Festival sucked, and honestly, Frozen Butterfly also was not that great of an ending. It was better than Shadow Festival, but yeah. No, I hated the Shadow Festival, and there were there were two endings for Fatal Frame 2 that I objectively said were terrible. The Xbox exclusive ending, which I can't remember it's the one where they like hang on, let me look up its name again. And it's actually on the Wii version too, but I call it the Xbox exclusive ending because it's exclusive to the original version of Fatal Frame, which was the PS2 and Xbox versions. The Promise ending. I said that I didn't like. So the Promise ending and the Shadow Festive ending both were terrible. And for completely different reasons too, which is even crazier. Like the Promise ending is this like Hollywood feel good ending that was definitely added just for the West. 110% was just added for the West. And then the Shadow Festival ending, I said, just doesn't make sense in the context of the story because the entire story is about completing the ritual for Sai Yai, which would keep the Calamity from escaping the abyss. So yeah, it doesn't. It literally just doesn't make sense. Now that said, the Frozen Butterfly ending is decent. I think in terms of like fitting and suiting to the themes of the game, though, if you have like an alternate ending, the shadow, if you like put me in a box and ask me, you know, which one is more in line with the game as an alternate ending to the Crimson Butterfly ending, the Shadow Abyss ending is definitely much closer. Um, Actually, not much. It is in line with the the themes of the game and everything. The idea of sacrifice, and I've said it before. The whole idea behind the Shadow Abyss ending is that in order to save Mayu, Mio has to stare into the abyss, has to go blind. It's the only way that she was able to save Mayu. The idea of sacrifice in order to get something, or the theme of sacrifice, it just fits perfectly in line. And so in order to get the happier ending of the two, there has to be this idea of sacrifice placed into the ending as well. Which is why I didn't like the promise ending. The promise ending, there is no sacrifice. There's nothing. They just escape. So the best way to describe it is that the reason I don't like the promise ending is because it inherently goes against the themes of the game. The reason I don't like the Shadow Festival ending is that while it kind of technically goes in along with the themes of the game, it directly contradicts the game's plot points. Whereas the Shadow Abyss and Frozen Butterfly and of course the Crimson Butterfly ending, all three of those do both. They're in line with the plot and in line with the themes of the game, even though the Frozen Butterfly ending is the weaker of all three of those. So yeah. But I would love to see other endings. I think that there's more like maybe instead of I think a good one would be like maybe instead of Mayu being the sacrifice, it's Mio, or something along those lines. There's a couple things that they can play with in order to have a different ending that fit both suits the plot of the game and fits in with the or maybe and honestly, here's the other thing as well that I'm also going to say. The reason that the Shadow Festival ending also doesn't work is also because of the fact that of where it happens. I think that if both Mayu and Mio would have alternative scenario here, Mayu wasn't captured and brought to the pit, and they actually did, and you actually you had to do this, you had to do something in order to escape early or not anything like that, and then the Shadow Festival did end at that moment, or was the ending that you got at the moment. That's the point where the Shadow Festival ending would work, because by Mayu and Mio not being at the pit, it means that the sacrifice for Sai and Yai was never finished, was never brought to a finish, which is the reason of what Mayu and Mio were doing. So it would have worked if they did that. It's the aspect of how they went about doing the Shadow Festival ending. But anyway, that's enough of me yammering. We'll see whenever it comes out and everything. what all is gonna be going down with it. If we have new endings, what the new endings entail, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, um, like I said, I am excited to play it. What's going to be even crazier is that right before we're going to be doing RE9, because that's February 26th. So it's gonna be pretty crazy during that time. Why is it that that during the winter months it always seems like it's like the time for horror? Because whenever I did the Resident Evil marathon, right after release, still in the winter months, was Shadows of Rose. And I did the Resident Evil marathon during December and January. So it's very strange. And then of course I started this one back in November. And it's January now, and we've officially completed Fatal Frame. But then during February, though March, I believe, is technically right before the spring. Yeah, right before the spring solstice. But regardless, I don't know what it is. It's just a unique thing that I've noticed over the past couple years, that the horror games seem to be getting released during the winter. Yeah, I think that's everything. Sorry that the stream was so short today, but hey, what can you do? So I actually I did have yesterday stamped out, and just in case we didn't finish the chapters today. So there won't be a stream tomorrow. I am going to the chiropractor. Because I had the end of last week all the way to Tuesday for Fatal Frame 5. So I actually can't. I actually don't have any other plans or anything like that. I intended on finishing Fatal Frame 5 on Tuesday. Right before I went to the chiropractor, which is at noon. But Wednesday we're gonna be doing some Tomb Raider 2013 PB attempts. Kind of getting brushed up on that. Then Thursday, or is that actually Thursday? Hang on, let me double check let me look at the schedule again. No, I'm sorry. Wednesday we're doing SWOTOR. We're going to be continuing my playthrough of SWOTOR. Thursday we're doing Tomb Raider 2013 PB attempts. Friday it's my birthday. We're going to be starting we're going to start playing through Persona. As a clarification, I've played Persona 3 all the way through 5. Or I should say Royal. I have a lot of hours in Persona 5 Royal. And I played it, I played everything in between, or everything with all that, Persona 4 Golden, 3 FES, 3 Reload. I've not played the remakes version of The Answer though. But I never played the first Persona. I did watch a video of somebody playing it, and I never finished watching the second game. So I know the general story of the first game. It's been a couple years, but I remembered the basics of it. And then the second game I never actually finished watching, which is a duology. But yeah, that's going to be it. If you're not part of Discord, come to our Discord, can see when I go live, see my stream schedule, see everything like that. If you enjoy me ranting or anything like that, I do it on there as well sometimes. See the crazy man rant and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, guys, have a good rest of your day and enjoy your Tuesday. I will see you all Wednesday for some SWOTOR.